I want to take a moment to let you know that I do have a Patreon. You can be a $3 a month, $5 or $10 a month member. $5 and $10 members get all my videos without ads and an audio version if you like to listen while you're multitasking, working, or whatever. $10 members actually get a free copy of my first book, Rational Answers to Stupid Questions. Link is in the description. Enjoy the video. So do you think the Earth is flat?
I do, and
Cool.
evolution in terms of species adapting to their environment, I do agree with that. But, growing another leg or growing hands or looking different, that's not true. And Big Bang Theory, there's no sufficient evidence for that too. None of it really, especially flat Earth. So much evidence for that.
So which thing do you want to talk about?
You can choose whatever you want.
Sorry. Oh boy. Evolution. So what's your problem with evolution?
In terms of evolution, when I talk about evolution, in terms of species adapting to their environment, I do agree with that. But to the point that they grow a leg or, they look different than they looked before, that's not true.
And what evidence do you have that species haven't changed over long periods of time?
Well, that is the positive claim. That's your positive claim. What is your evidence for that?
What are you going to say when I show you the evidence? Because I'm going to do it in about 10 seconds here.
You're going to say retroviruses and all of that?
Nope.
All right,
so if humans evolved, what would the evidence look like?
Let's say a picture, some history of them, socializing.
You have no idea what the evidence would look like, do you?
What do you mean, like fossil fuels and stuff like that? Is that what you're talking about?
You have no idea. So humans are upright walking primates, which is pretty unique. We have the largest brains by far, and compared to other primates, we have really flat faces and small jaws. So if we evolved, it means that the oldest fossils shouldn't look like that, but they should gradually start to look more modern, right?
Well, my argument is that if evolving doesn't change our appearance.
Yeah, I know that's your argument, but if we did evolve, then our appearance would change, and that's what the evidence would be, correct?
Where in history have you ever read about or...
Yeah, we're getting there. I'm asking you to acknowledge that that's what the evidence would look like, right?
The evidence would look like what?
I just told you.
Can you repeat it again?
So, if we evolved, we're upright walking primates with the biggest brains and flat faces, among other things. So that would mean a long time ago, we looked different. We wouldn't have as big a brains, and we wouldn't have as flat a face as we currently do. Do you understand?
If we evolved?
Yep.
Yes, that's your claim, yeah.
Yep, we have exactly that evidence. So there you go.
My point is that how do you know that's not an ape's skull and that's...
They are ape skulls. We are apes. It's just that we, the ones right here, didn't used to exist. Instead, it was these different species of human. But we did coexist with some of them.
How do you know they're human? How do you know they're not monkeys or gorilla?
Because we know what monkey and gorilla bones look like, and we know that these are not that.
Or a gorilla or monkeys that went extinct.
Because we know what gorilla and monkey bones look like, and they don't look like these.
What do you mean?
I literally can't explain it to you any more simply than
No, I'm
that.
telling you. So these bones.
How do you know that these aren't giraffes?
Because they look like gorilla. They look like apes, but they don't really.
They are
look,
apes. Congratulations.
right? But they're not human.
Yes, they are. Because
How
we
do
know
you-
what
how do you
human
know
bones look like.
Yeah, we know that, but we also know.
Yeah, and that's what these are. So there we go. What's your next question?
All right, if that's your evidence, if that's what you believe, if that's what you want to believe, I guess. But
Oh, we have
there's
so much more evidence than that. Do you want to talk about some more?
all right, but I mean, what evidence do you have that a whale grew legs and walked on land and everything like that? What
That
evidence?
never happened.
That never happened. Okay, how about
But whales did lose their legs and went into the sea
how do you know that?
because whales don't have hind legs. And we have the transitional fossils of them.
What? Fossils. So listen,
What?
you gotta understand that
What?
fossils, just like the skull you have right now, they look like apes to me. The first one looks like
They
an
are
ape.
apes.
I mean, a monkey to me, and the other one, the
That's
last
because
one
you
looks
don't know what monkeys look like.
All right, it's just like all right. Let's talk about what other evidence do you have instead of some skull. They look like human instead of assuming they look like human, and so they are human. Or what other evidence do you have?
If evolution is true, then it means all life on the planet is related, right?
Yes.
All life on the planet is related.
Are we related with monkeys? DNA?
Yeah.
How about bananas?
Yeah. You share genes in common with bananas. Not very many of them, but you
70%?
do. No.
Yes. If you believe that just because we are related to other animals, doesn't matter how close their relation is, we also relate to bananas. 70% of our DNA relates to bananas, so you have to believe that
Does
we were
not.
bananas before too.
You do not share 70% of your DNA with a banana, and sharing DNA with something doesn't mean you come from it. Okay? Do you have a brother?
I know, but yeah, I do.
Do you have a brother?
I do have a brother, but you have to understand that.
When did your brother fuck your mom, and then when did she give birth to you?
What?
When did your brother fuck your mom and get your mom pregnant with you?
What does it have to do with anything?
Congratulations. Being related to something doesn't mean that you come from it.